Hey guys, how's it going? My name is still Blackblade and welcome back again to a brand new vlog series featuring the triple or the Siege Ballista build. Now, one of you guys have commented earlier on one of my videos on what I think about the Siege Ballista, and I thought that I'd love to look into it. So I decided to make a build out of it. So let's go ahead and get into the skill tree real quick. It's actually pretty interesting, and one of the reasons why we could cast three siege ballistas at the same time. We are going to be using the Soul Mantle for the build. It's going to be a little bit dangerous, but we'll go into that a little bit later. So the hero that we are going to use here is going to be the Templar. You can, or there's an option wherein you could get, or you can start with the Ranger instead, which is, I think, could be also very well good instead of the Templar, but then you'll have to go over to the yonder left side over here, to get the Ancestral Bond. But anyway, so we've started to get the mana regeneration and life nodes over here, ending with Sanctity. We went up to get Discipline and Training. We went to the left side to get the Elementalist, because as you can see, our Siege Ballista is doing two types of elemental damage, which is fire and then cold damage. So the elemental damage from the Elementalist will actually help a little bit. Then of course we went down over here to get the Devotion for some life. And then of course we went up over here to get the Fate and Steel. And then we went over here to get some totem placement speed, totem damage, and then of course the Ancestral Bond. And then if you can, later when we level up, get the additional totem life over here so that our totems, don't die. And then we went up over here to get some life and then chaos resistance nodes, ending with purity of flesh. And then we went down over here to get some totem damage, attack speed, totem damage, and cast speed, and of course totemic mastery. And then we went up over here to get some jeweled socket. Of course, since the Siege Ballista is also considered as a bow, anything or any damage or any benefits that benefits a bow will also benefit the Siege Ballista. Attack speed from bows, damage from bows, critical strike chance, multipliers from bows, all of those, and just as long as it has something to do with bow, the Siege Ballista will gain the benefits from that. So yeah, we've gotten a 8% attack speed with bows over there, some reduced mana cost for skills, and then some dexterity and intelligence additions right there. And then we went down over here to get the Constitution, and then of course getting some life nodes. And then we went up over here to get the totem duration and attack speed, ending with totemic zeal. And then we went to the left side, or to the right side, to get the Sentinel. And then we went down over here to get the profane chemistry. The 10%, the 50% increased life recovery from flasks is actually going to be pretty good, because we can't actually do any life leech ourselves. So yeah, the life leech that's going to come, or the benefits from the increased life recovery from flask, will be very, very helpful for the build. Then we went up to get the reflexes, and then up over here to get some more dexterity nodes, and then another jeweled socket, 8% increased damage, 14% increased physical damage with bows. The again, Siege Ballista will benefit from that one. Or if you can, get some critical strike chance and get some critical strike multiplier for bows, or global critical, or globally. And then we went up over here towards the Shadow skill tree to get the coordination. The 12% increased attack speed from the coordination will help a lot. And then of course, or will benefit the Siege Ballista, I should say. And then we went up over here to get the Blood Siphon, Trickery, and then finally the Assassination. Again, if you didn't notice, this will be a crit build too. And then we went down over here to get the Ballistic Mastery, Aspect of the Eagle, and then we went up, since this is a crit chance build, to get some bow attack speed and critical strike chance. And then we've gotten the aspect of the Lynx, and then we went over to the right side to get some evasion and elemental resistances. And then we went up over here to get some dexterity nodes, and then down here, and then of course Heartseeker. And then finally we've gotten the another jewel socket here for 5% increased attack speed and 11% increased global critical strike chance, and then of course 11% increased totem life. And then we went to the right side over here to get all of the powerful damage and bow accuracy, bow attack speed and damage, ending with the draw. And then we went up to get some more bow damage, and then finally getting the heavy draw. Now, since it's still too early, we are still at level 79, I think that's going to be enough for the Siege Ballista. Aside from that, we need to focus on the character itself so that we don't die. As you can see, our life is not pretty good at 3.799k, so we need to increase that to at least 4.2, I believe, or 4 flat k if we can. One of the defensive skill notes that we're going to take are the acrobatics, and then we're going to go with improvement over here, and then finally ending with phase acrobatics. And then finally we're going to get some life nodes right here, Heart of the Oak, and then the finesse. The 8% attack speed will benefit from the Siege Ballista, and then finally we're going to finish up by getting evasion and life nodes right here, or you could get some more life nodes over here. Or if you want to further improve the DPS of your Siege Ballista, you can go up over here to get some totem damage and critical strike chance, critical strike multipliers with totem skills towards the Shaman's Dominion. Or you can go down over here to further increase the critical strike chance and multiplier of your Siege Ballista, ending with lethality, which is also pretty awesome. But then, you're going to sacrifice a lot, when it comes to your own self, your life and all of that. Your Siege Ballista will do a shit ton of damage, but you're probably going to die that often, so the trade-off is not going to be that good. Around 9.4k is already good in my opinion. There are some builds out there that can push this to around 12k, some even 15k. That's because they have really good gear or really good life on their gears, and they're probably not going with a crit build, so that's why they have a lot of they have a lot of life when it comes to their gear. Specifically the gloves and the helm. Alright then. So when it comes to our gearing, when it comes to the bow, get as much damage as you can, because this will also be the basis on your base damage when it comes to your Siege Ballista. So get a bow above 300 DPS, or if you can hit the 400 mark, go ahead and do so, but that's going to be really expensive. For our gloves, we're going to be using the Maligar's Virtuosity, and of course for our helm, the Rat's Nest. The 15% attack speed will benefit from the Siege Ballista will benefit from the 15% increased attack speed from the Rat's Nest right there, and of course the 73% or 70 plus percent increased global critical strike chance. The Siege Ballista will benefit from that, and of course for our chest piece, we are going to be using the Soul Mantle. Now this is going to be a very dangerous build, simply because of the fact that you don't only get the curse when the totem dies via being killed by monsters, but when you recast it on the third time, you get the curse, as you can see on top, and of course that that kind of you kind of get all of those curse as you resummon your Siege Ballista, and it could go on and on, as long as you could summon your Ballista, and that's going to be really dangerous. So in order to offset that, we are going to be needing at least 2 flasks which has a remove curse and immunity to curse during flask effect. So I'm going to be using 2, preferably use a granite flask for this one, so that you also get the armor, and in order to regain the flask charges much more faster, we are going to be using the Poachers Mark for our curse, of course attached to blade fall, curse on hit, and increase area of effect. Or you could cast it manually. It's really up to you, but then I'm kind of planning on doing some blade fall build, so I'm kind of leveling it up as it goes, so that when I do a blade fall build, I already have a good high level blade fall on my gem set. Alright, for our rings, as much as possible, use a crit or a diamond ring, a crit chance ring with life, preferably something similar to this one. A little bit of resistance. The life leech, I don't think that we are going to be benefiting from that one. Yeah, so at least get some resistances, and then get some life belt, life and resist. boots, life, and then resistances. And then again for our other ring, life and then resistances. It's really important to max out your resistances, or if not, you may get one shot by elemental attacks. So yeah, as much as possible max it out. And then for our amulet, we're going to be using an Onyx amulet to max out all of our attributes, or at least get the requirements out of it. Yeah, without getting additional points to our skill tree. Of course, we're going to be using any quiver will do, just as long as it has critical strike chance, multiplier, and then as much as possible life. Decided to put a increased attack speed there because again, the increased attack speed, or the Siege Ballista will benefit from any increased attack speed that you may have. Yeah, so when it comes to gems, what's attached to our Siege Ballista will be lesser LMP. If you guys want, you can use GMP instead. But I decided to go with LMP simply because that the damage reduction from the GMP is quite huge versus this one. So yeah, I decided to use the LMP instead. Plus, I already have 3 totems, so I don't need the extra projectile that comes out of the GMP. Of course, faster attacks. As you can see, the Siege Ballista also has a 50% less attack speed. So you want to circumvent from the 50% attack speed loss by adding faster attacks. As you can see, our Siege Ballista is doing has an attack speed modifier of plus 54%. The higher the attack speed, the better, so that the Siege Ballista attacks much more faster. Therefore, you gain a lot more DPS from it. Of course, attacks to increase critical strikes and increase critical damage. Next, skill gems, we're going to be using Hatred for our aura, Phase Run for our movement speed, or for our movement skill gem, attached to Enduring Cry and increased duration. Again, for our curse, Blade Fall, Poachers Mark will be attached to Blade's Fall and Curse of It and the curse area of effect. And then we have Herald of Ice over there, or you can use Herald of Lightning, Herald of Ash. It really depends on your playstyle. Or if you want, you could use Arctic Armor for a little bit more toughness when it comes to your character. And then, of course, the typical combination of increased duration, Immortal Call, Molten Shell, and CWDT. Finally, we have our Golem. I suggest to you guys use the Ice Golem for this build to increase your critical strike chance and accuracy, attached to minion life so that it doesn't die that often, and of course that's attached to blind. This is actually pretty helpful, especially if it's attacking the some bosses, because sometimes they get blind, and then you have that window where you can summon the Siege Ballistas closer to the boss, and then yeah, and then the boss will just not attack. Of course, attached to reduced mana, because without the reduced mana, the Ice Golem will be at about 70 plus when it comes to the mana, so that's going to be really bad. Alright then, when it comes to our Siege Ballista, it's doing 9.4k with a critical strike chance of 48%. With a critical strike multiplier of 459%. Well, that's about it when it comes to the Siege Ballista. Defensively, our armor is weak at 455 points. All of our resistances are capped. And the map that... Oh my god, where's the map? Hold on. I kind of left the map. Why didn't I take the map? Where's the map? Alright, so the map that we're going to be doing is the Cells map. It's a map tier 8 or a level 77 map with a more monsters mod, so that you guys could just actually see. Whoa! Could just actually see what the build is capable of. Alrighty then, that's a long talk. 13 minutes. Yeesh. Okay, here we go. Alright, so one thing that you have to do is you need to curse a lot, simply because of the flask charges that you're going to be using. Normally you don't really want to be around or near the monsters. Just let your Siege Ballista do the damaging for you. It's actually pretty easy. Just cast it, and then cast the Siege Ballista, and then do a bunch of cursing. Alright then, there you go. Oh yeah, and by the way, I just got my my Goddess of the Scorn sword finally, and I'm really planning to do a build out of that one. Oops, alright, so we have some more monsters over here. Although I'm not exactly sure. From what I could gather, it's not a pretty good weapon when it comes to doing burning damage and all of that because of the low base DPS. So I feel like I'm just going to waste my time if I make a build out of it, because according to some guys out there who already did some builds when it comes to the to that weapon, it's not really that good when it comes to high-end maps because of the low base DPS. So yeah, maybe not, I don't know, we'll see. But I really wanted to use that weapon because it just looks so awesome. Anywho, so let's see, monsters probably over here. Alright, so we have some elite monster right here. So basically what you want to do is you just really want to stay away from them, and then just keep on casting the blade fall so that you get the curse from the Poachers Mark. And then every now and then, press the your what do you call this? Your flasks in order to remove the curses. Alright, Golem died. Oh, who's that? Okay, this guy. Whoa! Alright, one thing that's actually pretty horrible with this build is that you can't target what you really want to target, if you know what I mean. Because the Siege Ballista will attack whoever they want to. So yeah, if you saw there a while ago, there was a monster which has grants immunity to every single monster, or that's within its area. So yeah, in order for you guys to actually really target that, is that you need to summon the totems fairly closer to the monster. Yeah. But aside from that, it's actually pretty fun. It's actually a pretty fun build, dangerous but fun. So I can't really wait for the Ascendancy to come out on March, because when it does come out, one of the things that we're going to have, or one of the skills that GGG will give the Templar is, is this a Templar? Yeah, I don't know. Is that the ability to have another totem. So that means if we continue with this build, or we remake this build, it's going to be 4 totems that will be out at the same time, which will be awesome. Alright, having a little bit of trouble here. Oops, my totem. My golem died. I didn't see it there. So yeah, you just have to play it safely. Just don't go into the fray that much, and then curse and curse and curse. That's the thing that you have to do. Curse and curse and curse. So that what the hell? Sometimes I don't get it when I'm trying to cast the blade fall. My character moves towards where I'm actually where I'm casting the blade fall. And I hate it when that happens. Sometimes you don't even have to remove the curse if it's really not that dangerous. Oops, there we go. Alright. Anyway, any curse is actually pretty dangerous, but the curse that I hate is the curse where you get slowed down. Is that enfeeble? I'm not exactly sure if it's enfeeble, but yeah. Alright, there we go. Oh, okay, so we have some flame bearers right there. We absolutely hate those.
I am no beast of burden.
Yeah, I know, I'm not telling you to carry it. Okay, curse, and curse. And then once everybody is there, just wait, and then there you go. Oops. Alright then. Maybe the boss is down yonder over here. I'm gonna get the items after I kill the boss. Sometimes too fast. Son of a bitch. Okay, curse, and then just stand back, make sure that you don't get hit. I'm kind of impressed. The totems actually take a huge amount of damage. One of the maps that you may not want to roll is the reflect or physical reflect mobs. Yeah, because your totems are doing crit damage, and they could die themselves with one shot because of the again amount of damage that they'll be doing, and then you'll be recasting and then recasting the totems, and then you'll have all of those curses on top of that, and it's going to be really difficult. So avoid the reflect or physical reflect maps. That's going to be really dangerous. But when it comes to individual bosses, it's okay, I guess. You know, it's not really that dangerous. I mean, you're not doing the damage yourself, although you are using Bladefall, and Bladefall is, in fact, physical damage, like this one. This is a physical reflect, no, elemental reflect. Alright then, and it's dead. So it's actually pretty good. With more levels and probably, you know, better gear, this could be an OP build, or maybe not that OP, but it's still a very fun build. Alright, that's the thing that I hate. Okay, so alright, I'm not doing pretty good when it comes to finding the fucking boss. Alright then, maybe the boss is down. Oh, yonder here. Whoa. Whoa, stay away from me. Oh yeah, and by the way, of course, cast the Enduring Cry so that at least you have that small bit of fighting chance of not dying. And of course, get the Phase Acrobatics, or the Acrobatics route, yeah. Alright, so I guess it's the boss, but let's clear out these areas first, right here, so that when we run, or when we need to run, we won't encounter any monsters. Alright, here we go, this is the boss. Alright, so let's cast the 3, and then let's cast some curse right there, and then get the fuck out of there. We summon the golem. Okay, so as you can see, there's the boss right there. And our Siege Ballistas. Alright, so the boss is dead, and it's doing pretty well, I guess. Or we did pretty well. Alright then, last monster's dead. Alright, so I guess that's about it for this episode, guys. Again, let me know what you think about the build in the comment section down below. And thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, gonna see you guys on the next part of the video. Have a good one. Peace. Yeah, I have to start from scratch when I get to the wizard and the